Alright guys, how's it going? Back at it here. I know I'm a few weeks behind catching up on the She-Hulk episodes reviews. We're gonna do episode 4, 5, and 6 today. It's been a great series so far. A lot has happened. Got some really great episodes. Daredevil, I believe, should be popping up in next week's episode, the long-awaited Daredevil episode. Very excited about that. So let's go ahead and review episode 4 here. This is a very funny episode. It was about a musician. It was kind of a Johnny Blaze ripoff. He called himself Donnie Blaze. For you guys who know who Johnny Blaze is, he's Ghost Rider. This was kind of like, I guess you would say like a spoof of him. Donnie Blaze, a musician, but he plays around with magic and demons and all that. So I think they were just going along with the joke. It was a very funny episode, and this is how the episode starts out with Donnie Blaze introducing probably one of the funniest Marvel characters to come out in a very long time. Everybody's going crazy for her. You've probably seen her. She's on the internet, all the memes and stuff. It's Madison with a Y, but not where you think.
Well, as the great Billy Shakes once said,
Very funny.
a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Donnie Blaze!
Yeah, as you can see, it's a very funny episode. So it starts out with Madison getting trapped into, I believe she gets pulled into a portal, one of Doctor Strange's portals. And we saw, we've seen Spider-Man No Way Home. We saw Spider-Man's friend. I can remember his name. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But we saw him do something like this.
Donnie Blaze!
So it's pretty much kind of the same thing. He got one of those, things where you can open portals. And he sends her to a portal. Well, he sends her to a portal. But it's not what it seems, right? I think he sends her to hell. They don't really say it in this episode, but that's what's implied. And there she meets what seems to be Sinestro. I'm sorry, not Sinestro. What's his name? Can't remember his name at the top of my head. But it's a long anticipated Marvel review. But this is where he sends her to. And this is pretty much foreshadowing the darker side of the Marvel MCU universe that we're all been waiting for. The Ghost Riders, the X-Men, Doctor Strange type of, the darker MCU. You already have Moon Knight. Werewolf by Night's coming out next month. Blade's coming out, I believe, in 2024. So this is like the darker MCU. This is what we've been waiting for. And I know they teased the Midnight Suns. So this is pretty much setting up that. But also setting up another super villain, which I can't remember at the top of my head. But he's an X-Men villain. Oh my god. It's not Sinestro. Sinestro's Green Lantern. I can't believe I missed his name. I know it starts with an M. But, yeah, if I can remember the episode, I'll let y'all know. But yeah, that's what this episode starts out. And, as you see, she gets trapped back. She gets out of it, but she ends up in Wong's house, where he's chilling and watching The Sopranos. And yeah, she pretty much says that she, got trapped and she went to hell. She doesn't say she went to hell, that's what's implied. And from there, he tries to send her back. And then we see She-Hulk with her dad. They don't know what happened. She got jumped by those guys on the last episode. And here she meets Wong, and Wong tells her what's going on, what happened. He tells her about this Donnie Blaze guy and how he, sent this Madison girl to hell and all that. And he wants to stop him, so he hires her as her lawyer. And this is, like I said, a very funny episode, and this is what happens. She agrees to represent him. It's a very funny episode. And here, she looks for dates here, so she sets up a dating profile First she goes as her regular self, Jennifer Walters, but then she later on in the episode she goes as She-Hulk, and it's very funny. And here's when they meet Donnie Blaze, and he tells them that they're going to represent him as a lawyer. And you know, things get funny. It's a very funny episode. I recommend you watch it. It's probably one of the funnier episodes of the season. And here she goes on a date as Jennifer Walters, and it's a complete disaster. You know, the guy wasn't even paying attention to her and stuff. And then we jump to court, where the court case is happening. They call in Madison. Like I said, Madison is one of the funniest characters right now in the MCU. She's taking over the MCU. That's all everybody's talking about now. It's a very funny episode, guys. I recommend watching it. Just for Madison alone, it's very funny. Pretty much, like I said, the biggest character so far to come out in the MCU this year. Like, that's all everybody's talking about.
Could you tell us about?
And here she tells them about what she got sent to hell, and all that stuff. Like I said, if I could remember what that guy's name is, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot what his name was. But if I can remember, I'll let y'all know what guy they're talking about. And here, Wong pleads his case. The guy shows off magic to try to tell him that it's just harmless magic and he's free to do whatever he wants. And this is where she, like I said, she goes on a date dressed as She-Hulk. I mean, not dressed, as She-Hulk. Because, as I mentioned earlier in the episode, she went as Jennifer Walters and it was a complete disaster. Here she has more friends, more disastrous dates, but she meets somebody, you know, and it's very funny.
Thank you. You look very nice too.
Hey, can I ask you a personal question?
And if you guys are big wrestling fans like me, you would know that's David Otunga. He's an old wrestler. I believe he's married to Jennifer Hudson. I don't know if he still is, but I know he was at one point. So
Not even super.
I'm not sure if they still are married, but and here this guy, he plays a bigger part in the series as the series goes along.
Why?
He
You have someone
comes
you
out
wanted to-
on episode 6. So I believe he's gonna have a bigger role. Is he a villain? That's what people are saying, so we have to keep an eye on him. And this is the lucky guy that gets to date She-Hulk. It's very funny. And he flash forward to Donnie Blaze doing his thing again, but this time it goes wrong, and he lets out a bunch of demons. And here we see She-Hulk hanging out with her date, trying to, you know, have some fun talk. And then this is when Wong comes in and tells her what's up, what's going on, because she wasn't answering her phone. And this is where she gets him to fight off all these crazy bad guys. Like I said, these are demons, bats, demons, whatever you want to call them. These are baby demons. But yeah, like I said, it's a very funny episode. I know I'm saying that, but it really is. I really enjoyed this episode. And then she fights off all the demons, and then she goes back with her date. And then from there, you know, it's very funny. And this is how shallow, you know, the man in the series is. He finally sees her as Jennifer Walters, but he's not interested because he likes She-Hulk. So he leaves her. And yeah, that's, you know, how pretty much how Jennifer Walters' life is now. She's trying to balance herself as She-Hulk and Jennifer Walters, while trying to be still a nice human being as Jennifer Walters, which is very hard. And here, this is where Titania sues her for infringement, saying that she had a She-Hulk name first, which sets up next week's episode with Titania. So yeah. And that was the episode 4. Like I said, very funny, just for Madison alone. It's very funny. We have a very funny after credit scene too, so you definitely need to check that out. It's definitely worth it. Um, I recommend watching it. Like I said, Madison is a show stiller. People are gonna talk about her for a very long time in the MCU, and I think she's very popular. She's gonna be back for sure on future Marvel projects. So yes, that's episode 4. I got episode 5 coming right now.